Storm setup evolves today across the Carolinas, and this could bring damaging winds, large hail, but no tornadoes. But also, that's not it. We need to keep an eye on the tropics because we do have an area of interest. Hey guys, it's Convective Analyst keeping you guys updated on the weather. We'll start off with our convective outlooks issued by the Storm Prediction Center. We'll start off with the Carolinas, where we do have a 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather. There's no tornado threat with this storm, but there is a 15% wind risk and a 5% hail risk. Okay, so we do need to be keeping an eye out for that. Again, this is going to be a large cluster of storms, so this is going to be very widespread threat. Okay. Now going up to some of these other areas, we have 2 areas of a 2. We have we have 3 areas of a 2 2 out of 5 slight risk, but up here we have 2 areas of a 2 out of 5 slight risk. One of these does include Chicago, which last week we had multiple rounds of severe weather impact in Chicago. And guess what? We're back to the 2% tornado risk. We have 2 areas of a tornado risk. Those are in those green shaded areas. And we do have a 15% SIG 1 threat for winds. So 75 plus mile per hour winds will be possible in this area. And then we also have a SIG 1 for hail. So this will probably be the main area for wind and hail. If we see a tornado, it'll probably be here, but we still do have that tornado threat in place for here. Going over to the models of severe weather, we have this storm that moves out. The mountains of North Carolina aren't going to see severe weather today because this came through and basically just weakened all of the convective allowance, or as a storm fuel. But you can see how these storms just explode across eastern North Carolina. For Raleigh, we'll have multiple bands of severe weather that come through, and maybe some isolated storms here around midnight in the western North Carolina, but those will probably be weak, maybe a quick week storm, but we'll see what happens. Back up to the Chicago area, we see that this storm comes through. Now, I do think that we could have I wouldn't say significant tornado, but I'm in between just a tornado. Okay, we'll just say that, because if we go to the SIGTOR values, they're elevated there. We have a 3 here, so we could have a tornado today near the Chicago area. So we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know if we go live or if we post a video about it. Now, Tropical Storm Lala, I'm pretty sure that's actually how you say it, not Layla. Lala is a Category 2. Now, this isn't going to impact any land, but I just want to talk about it because it's actually kind of an interesting thing. And I also want to introduce something new that we have been using for a long time to make sure your weather information is always correct, but we'll now be using it in our videos. Introducing Tropical Tidbits, a very professional way to track down storms, hurricanes, all kinds of stuff. So you can see why this is so professional. But I do want to talk about the storm just because it can be a little bit of a lesson, okay? So you can see that this is going north into colder waters, so this is going to completely weaken here in the, what is this? This is the Pacific Ocean. But I actually do want to go to the Atlantic Ocean really quick. I'm going to just turn on that so you can see this a little better. But we do have a tropical area, we have an Atlantic disturbance. This probably won't do anything, but this is kind of always how, Helene started off with something like this. So just keep that in mind. I don't think this is going to be anything like that. But if this does turn into something, we really do need to be weather aware. And if this does, even if it just was rip currents, even if like a tropical storm forms here and it just curves off north, we always need to be aware with hurricanes, even if they don't hit direct land. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like on the satellite, so I can get that up really quick. And you can see, yeah, it's just in a little area, but it does have a lot of spin, which is cool. But back to Tropical Tidbits, I just want to talk about this really quick before we end our video. Again, so what it does to the hurricanes is you can see it, right? But it looks like it's not moving, but the hurricane's moving. But Tropical Tidbits is it basically tracks a storm. It has it in the center of the scan, which I think is just really cool. And also, I know it's called Tropical Tidbits, but you can also go into severe weather type of stuff. Look, this is the storm that's going to happen today, and you can see it, right? This is pretty cool. So if you're a meteorologist, future meteorologist, or just want to look at what's happening, but you also want to get you want it to be a little hobby or something, this is a great thing to start. I would also recommend Weatherfront. I'll also recommend joining our Discord server. Make sure you stay weather aware today, especially if you're in the Carolinas. Widespread storms, maybe a quick spin up tornado, but I think the tornado risk is very, very low. So stay safe.